Interest in hydrogen and its potential as part of our energy supply is quickly growing. This summer, climate experts have called on the UK government to fast-track investment in early-stage hydrogen infrastructure as part of its response to the coronavirus outbreak. Back in January, during my last week in the European Parliament, I welcomed a group of staff and students from Manchester Metropolitan University to an event I hosted about the potential and the pitfalls of hydrogen. I went to see them when I got back to the UK to find out more about their Hyschools project, which is about promoting hydrogen education, and I heard about their involvement in the climate literacy programme, which increases understanding of how to reduce our carbon footprint. In this short film, I interviewed two of the staff, Amma Gaffer and Laura Currid, and four students, Francesca, Louise, Emily and Cameron, about their enthusiasm for getting climate literate and knowing more about hydrogen. One lesson is key. It's the green hydrogen produced from renewable energy sources that is key to action on the climate emergency.
So my name is Amma Gaffer. I'm the director of the Manchester Fuel Cell Innovation Centre, and I've also led the development of the Hyschools project. The idea for Hyschools came from an idea we had probably about 6 years ago, which was to set up a collective of like-minded organisations that wanted to deploy hydrogen solutions. Now, we formed a partnership with Great Manchester Combined Authority and others like the airport, the hospitals, some larger industrial businesses, some smaller businesses, all with a collective view to say how can we make best use for our region of hydrogen fuel cell solutions. Two outcomes of that were we needed a research and innovation centre that would help to create those solutions for the smaller businesses and help create a supply chain. And the second one was a public engagement campaign and creating an education portfolio that worked for school children and teachers to be able to teach about an economy that was emerging. So by the time this economy actually matures, it's those children that are in school today that will be workers of the future.
Hi, my name's Laura Currid from Manchester Metropolitan University. I'm working on the Hyschools project, which is a group of 8 partners from across Europe, Romania, France, Italy, Greece and Belgium. And the aim of the project is to raise teacher confidence when teaching about hydrogen energy. We feel it's important for students to learn about hydrogen energy because currently it isn't in the curriculum. Solar power and wind power are have been taught about for many years. The new technologies that are coming with hydrogen fuel cells are not in the curriculum and therefore not taught. So what we've hoped to do is we've worked with industry to find out the skills that are going to be needed, and we've also worked with academic partners, Manchester Metropolitan University and the University of Perugia and 2 universities in France, and they have looked at their curriculum and the way that they're delivering information about hydrogen technologies. We wanted to get students from the university involved in the project because Manchester Metropolitan University are the lead partner, and we expect these resources to last and be used far beyond the end of the project. We've got education students, we've got trainee teachers who are all going to be able to use these resources, and also a lot of our students are STEM ambassadors, so science, technology, English and maths, and they will be ideally placed as part of the STEM hub to be able to use these resources across the country.
So hi, I'm Francesca Ferraro. I study ecology and conservation at Manchester Metropolitan University, and I became a carbon literacy trainer because during my first year at university we went on a trip in our very first 2 weeks and we learnt how to become carbon literate. So that's the training you go through just to have the certificate to say you've been through the training. And then they advertised it to all of us students like ecologists and environmental management, environmental scientists, saying that you could actually become a trainer and you'd get paid for it.
So as students, we work with the university to deliver personal workshops and go in and teach peer-to-peer so that people feel comfortable with us, looking at where carbon comes from, the sources of carbon, best ways to reduce personal emissions, best ways to reduce organisational emissions, the effectiveness of different actions when reducing emissions, and just in general kind of global emissions as well.
Obviously using hydrogen is quite an up-and-coming resource that people have started to use, and in terms of looking at the negatives and benefits of using hydrogen to replace other fuel sources, it's something that we've started to bring in through the High Schools project and in carbon literacy training to look at ways that people can reduce their own impact or businesses can reduce their impact. When we talk about hydrogen in carbon literacy or in the High Schools project, we're meaning green hydrogen. So that's hydrogen coming from renewable sources like wind or hydro, rather than hydrogen coming from fossil fuel burnt sources. That's obviously more important because although moving to hydrogen is a good thing in general, if you don't use green hydrogen, then you're just using fossil fuels still in the same way that we use them now, just into a different source of storage.
And everyone comes out and says like, right, I'm really going to get involved now. And for me personally, after I did it, I just did it obviously just to bolster my CV or my uni grade and whatnot. But after I did the training, I really realised like this is what I want to do with my future, and this is what I want, like an area that I really want to get involved in with business management and stuff, link it to sustainability and just generally in life. And if you look now at Africa and Asia and a lot of places across the world, they're getting like ravaged by the effects of climate change. So it's important that everyone realises that it's a massive problem, and everyone knows how to make as much impact on themselves and bring down their own carbon footprint as much as possible. But with the Carbon Literacy Project as well, you get taught communication skills. So that's how best to communicate with your friends, your families, your peers, you know, your study buddies and whatnot. So you also learn a lot on communication techniques on how to influence other people to become more carbon conscious as well. So it's a really, really good, being carbon literate is a really, really good skill to have, just for yourself and for everyone else around you.